What's good, Internet? My name is attackslug. Welcome to my SummerSlam 2019 predictions video. Let me know if you think, will it be a good show, a bad show, or a big show? Down in the comments below. We have 10 matches announced for this card and potentially other matches happening. Maybe. You never know. As of right now, they have not announced. As I film this on a Thursday morning, they have not announced Nakamura for his IC belt versus Ali. That might happen, might not. If it does, I'd say Nakamura retains. They have not announced Cedric versus Drew McIntyre. If that gets announced, I say Drew perhaps finally wins one. And Roman Reigns, who's on the poster for this show, is not announced for a match on the show. I would imagine some kind of confrontation with Rowan and Bryan perhaps, but who knows? Anyway, let's get to our 10 announced matches. What's on the pre-show? I don't know. Again, I film these on Thursday mornings, so it could be anything. But I would imagine, most likely, your Cruiserweight title will be on the pre-show, as it usually is. So your champion, Drew Gulak, defending against Oney Lorcan. I think Drew Gulak retains that Cruiserweight title. Now then, Finn Balor, regular Finn Balor, is fighting the in-ring debut of The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. And as we've heard from the dirt sheets, Finn Balor has requested a 2-month vacation. Hiatus, if you will. So Finn Balor, not the Demon, gonna be out for 2 months. The debut of The Fiend in ring. Come on. Like, there is no reality in which Finn Balor would win this match, especially with the debut of The Fiend, especially when he's going on vacation, and especially when he's not the Demon. So, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, all the way. Might even be a squash match, I don't know. But yes, The Fiend wins that one. Now then, speaking of a squash match, right? We have Goldberg fighting Dolph Ziggler. Goldberg wants to make up for that terrible match against Taker at Crown Jewel in Saudi. And hopefully, before the match, Goldberg will refrain from headbutting the door. Stupid. Don't headbutt the door, and maybe, just maybe, we can have the classic Goldberg squash match with Dolph Ziggler bumping his ass off, as Dolph Ziggler tends to do. So, obviously, it's gonna be a Goldberg match. I don't see any reality where it's not gonna be, hey, Goldberg runs through Ziggler, fans cheer, go home happy, whatever. So, Dolph, sorry, but that's just kind of the reality of that situation. Now then, SummerSlam is in Toronto, and we have Trish Stratus in Toronto fighting Charlotte Flair. Now, the crowd there, I think in any city, is going to cheer Trish Stratus over Charlotte, but even more so in Toronto. But that still leads to the question that even as a legend, coming to do legend things, curb stomp, would they give the victory here to Trish Stratus? I don't think they would. Like, yes, they're going to cheer her heavily, and yes, they're going to boo Charlotte heavily, but number one, it's Charlotte, and number two, typically, you would have a returning legend, like, let's ignore the Goldberg thing here, right? Typically, you would have this returning legend to put over your talent who is there each and every week. So perhaps controversial, but I'm going to say Charlotte, because why would Trish win this match? What does that do for Trish? She's not an employee full-time. She's there once in a while, show up to have a match. Like, Charlotte is genetically superior and should win that match by any stretch of the imagination on that bit of business. Multiple suplexes to Seth freaking Rollins. Is that enough to put away the Beast Slayer? No, it is not. No, it is not. Now then, there are a lot of singles matches that aren't for belts on this show. Actually, this show is all singles matches. There is not a single tag team match announced currently as of Thursday morning at 5 for this show. So, referee, get in position. 2. And a 2 count on the F5. Now then, Shane McMahon, the best in the world, takes on Kevin Owens. And if Kevin Owens loses, he will quit WWE. Sling Blade. Now, they have built up this match where on SmackDown, Shane finally got the upper hand here on Owens. And certainly you would expect that Shane would have help from perhaps McIntyre, perhaps Elias. Shane will have help here, right? And Shane did not agree to put his career on the line. So I don't see any reality here in which Shane wins. Because, alright, if it's quits SmackDown or quits Raw or whatever, you've got the wild card. Doesn't matter, right? So quits WWE is a larger thing. And I think that with all the tiresome Shane McMahon stuff, that Kevin Owens wins this match. So hey, they could have shenanigans for a little bit. But in the meantime, I think Owens wins the match. Anyhow, moving on to some title matches. We have your SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley defending against Ember Moon. And honestly, that's a match I want to see, but I just don't see Ember winning the belt just yet. So the match could be great, but I see Bayley retaining here against Ember for that SmackDown Women's title. And another curb stomp, busted him open. Is that enough to slay the beast? Here, no it is not. No, it is not. Sorry, Seth. Which brings me to your Raw Women's title. And that is your champion, Becky Lynch, still champion since WrestleMania, versus the challenger in Canada. It's Natalya. And I really have to wonder how much they expect the audience to get behind Natalya. Even if they are in Toronto, it's still Becky Lynch. She's still one of the most over people in the company right now. So, do you really think that she's going to get booed even if they are in Toronto? I don't know. I'll be curious to see how that crowd reacts to Becky in Toronto. But this is a submission match. So, the Disarmer versus the Sharpshooter. And while they could totally pull some kind of a Montreal Screwjob type finish here, if you want to stoke those flames and those fires once again for that kind of a finish, you could do that, right? But look, it's Becky. I don't see a viable competitor to get that belt off of Becky just yet. So Becky going to win that match unless there are absolute and total shenanigans. And hey, is WWE always possible for the shenanigans. Now then, the phenomenal AJ Styles, the leader of the OC and your current US champion, faces off against Ricochet. And until Ricochet finds some friends, until he gets a tag team of friends, you're gonna have the OC ringside, right? I would imagine. So why, oh why, would you ever call Ricochet to win against those impossible odds? So I think that unless Ricochet finds some friends, it's going to be AJ Styles defending and retaining his US title. So that brings me to the fact that we have Kofi Kingston. Another F5. Another F5. Here we go. Brock doing it. Can he put away the Architect with another F5? No, he cannot. This match continues, folks. So Kofi Kingston, your WWE champion, still is facing off against what you could say, a 9-year, 10-year retribution from things that happened back in 2009 against Randy Orton. Seth does it here. Seth does it. He gets it done. So Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton, after 10 years colliding once again, will there be retribution for the actions and the burials from 10 years ago? And so here is the question, right? Is this match going to be that feel-good retribution, or will Randy Orton hit that RKO and get the job done? And in my brain, my wrestling brain still tells me that they want to have Roman Reigns as the champion when they are on Fox on SmackDown, right? When SmackDown goes to Fox, they want Roman as the champion. And you can't have Roman beat Kofi, because you want people to cheer for Roman. If they put Roman and Kofi together, they're going to cheer Kofi and boo Roman. You don't want that. So you need a heel to transition between Kofi and Roman. And it's the middle of August, so that's going to happen sooner rather than later. So I think, perhaps controversially, that Randy Orton will get the job done. He will beat Kofi and then eventually get beaten by Roman heading into SmackDown on Fox. Perhaps I could be wrong. I'm wrong a lot, but that's my gut feeling on how that ends up playing out. Now then, that brings me to the main event of the evening. Your Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar, and Seth freaking Rollins. And will Brock continue holding that belt moving into the fall? I don't think so. I think the way they've built that, this is the impossible mountain for Seth to climb. They've had Brock destroy him so incredibly thoroughly that if Seth does not get the job done here, then what's the point even hanging around on Raw? Put him on SmackDown and make it Friday Night Rollins. I don't know. But I think that Seth, somehow, someway, gets the job done. They're going to have that underdog story for Seth in that match. Anyway, that's SummerSlam, and honestly, I'm kind of not sure on a lot of those predictions. But that is what my gut tells me on them, and hey, we shall see on Sunday night. Let me know who you think is going to win on Sunday night down in the comments below. I just hope it's a good show. I've been watching a lot of New Japan lately, so I've been seeing a lot of good shows. I'm hoping that WWE can put on a good show. And I think most of us think that certainly on Saturday, TakeOver going to be better than SummerSlam. But hey, you never know. On this weekend of a lot of wrestling. I'm attackslug. Thanks for watching. More videos on this channel. Until then, until next time, I'll see you. And I am out.